Big Joy, Ejiofor. You get Kelechi. If you were Ojuku, you know. But when Yoruba people enter the matter, Yoruba carry and go another level. If you they look too much, look more. You smile, Ismaila. You get Rashida. You fair, Femi. You tall, Tola. You short, Shola. You fat, Fatima. You slim, Slimatu. Big head, Uriade. Big eye, Aisha. Big nose, Nosiru. Big mouth, Masira. Big ear, Ireti. Big teeth, Titi. Big jaw, Joke. Big tummy, Tomiwa. Kele, Kemi. Boleg, Bola. If you ugly, Olusegun.
All the way from Imo State.
Yes.
You call him the ritualist. I call him Professor Sir. Make some noise for KOK!
Thank you. Ayimba. Thank you. It's great to be here, I must tell you. Mercy Johnson, where you stay to, it's a beautiful place. But I tell you, this is the farthest we've driven in a car to come from Abuja. Ayimba, Glow loves you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on stage, Senator!
You say? Make I do what? I don't hear what you do. Make I give you a wedding. Ma give you my cab. Ma give the cab. Even you, Ajay, you say, give us the cab. This guy, if I give you, go like him. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know, say, I invite babes when I find well. Yeah? Put your hands together for yourselves, please. You see, that's why they tell them, say, Ayingba no be Aboki. Aboki different from Ayingba. For guys that if you wear kaftan, they no be Aboki, they know what's up. Now, Aboki, when they wash car from my house for Lagos, I say, when they wash car, they hear and they sing one song. You know this Koro de Bello song, God Win? I hear the thing, I shock. I say, if Aboki, when they wash car from my house, fit sing God Win, now me say my own don't finish you. Now I run come outside, I say, Musa, who they sing this song? He's all guy late, I mean they sing this song. I said, I need to sing the song. I said, where you hear the song? He said, guy, they hear them for radio. Now I said, make I sing them small. I said, yeah, sing them for me. He said, guy, you want to make I come to shame now? I said, sing the song, or else I'll go pursue you from here. He said, as I don't get alert, no be me. I said, if not be you, who get the account? If not be you, who get the account? Aboki, oh, anytime. You know, say we did inside bank one day for Lagos. Now Aboki enter bank with gun. Pistol. And you know, say, my brother, if you see person will hold gun, you go respect yourself. As he just enter, I say, everybody for here, I say, lie down. Out of fear, all of us just lie down. You know, if you see gun, say, you know, lie down, they crazy. Now we lie down. Now he go say, I say, everybody, no lie down again, kneel down. Now we turn back to kneeling down. If like say, surprise, he no say we go lie down, kneel down. He say, Kai will lie. I say, lie down. I say, kneel down. So, lie down again. All of us can lie down. He say, well, lie. If to say this thing no be toy gun, I for shoot somebody. Beat where we beat until today, never get himself. Carry lie down, kneel down. I tell them for backstage, I say, I am going to be place where if you play with you, they know what's up. They know what did happen. Recently, we entered one of those schools for Kogi State, for Lokoja. Now we come, they say, okay, these students where they here, we go make sure say they fail. We say, okay, mention any number. You know, all these Kogi students, Lokoja students, they stand up, they say, sir, 21, we write 12, we go write 12 for board. Say, sit down, you have failed. Okay, I said 21, you're writing 12. Sit down, you have failed. Yes, any other person. Somebody stand up, say, okay, 36, we write 63 for board. Say, sit down, you have failed. Sit down. Another person stand up, say, okay, 25, we write 52 for board. We don't know, say, when I am bad boy just did, they watch what did happen. You know, they talk. We say, yes, mention any other number. Somebody stand up, say, okay, 72, we write 27 for board. We say, sit down, you have failed. Now, young bad boy can stand up, say, okay, 66, make a sense. We're here in Ayingba, where, you know, Glow Laughter Fest is taking place. We're having so much fun.
Let's make some noise for Osama!
Hold on. I am banana. I am banana. I bet me not clap for glow. Me not clap for glow. Now glow make us say it today. I am glad. I don't tell. No say anytime we dey pass. Now just pass with the pass. I thought say local jana travelers village. Now there with the chop. Which part you not like for Nigerian film? Well, now one made a stop. Spirit sin abi. The thing tire me too. Make you think am. No, I no call crack joko. I come make you reason. Make you check and see with the what Nigerian film. My brother and sister. How you go die? Spirit die. He wear suit die. They bury him. 3 days later, he come out with short neck and t-shirt. I bet boutique there for grave. Boutique there grave. Most of us they watch Indian film. Their spirit. If spirit they pursue person, if they pursue, you know they pursue. If you run, before you know it will appear for your front. If you go like this, it will appear again. If you go on your back, it will appear. Abi? Nigeria film on. Spirit go they pursue you. To over start with, now don't ever see where spirit they hold dagger. He go pursue you. Pursue you. Climb tree. You come down. Spirit go climb tree, come down. You go cross road. You go run cross road. Spirit won't cross road. Motor they come, you go back. Make another person die this second time for this movie. Then spirit will come pursue you. You come past bush. Come reach. You not going to catch you again. Because I go catch you for part 2. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, Glow Laughter Festival 2017. We are live at Ayengba, Kogi State. And as you can see, we're not going to give our own dose because laughter is the medicine of life.
So let's make some noise for God Dance in the building!
Hallelujah. Greatest big big. Greatest big. Greatest big. I want to yarn. I want to meditate. They say smokers are liable to do what? If you don't drink, they say drink responsibly. Only alcohol. Then go make pastor prophet lie. God say it, nothing. Alcohol. My friend, when he drink alcohol, he drinks soda, he dey drive your motor. Reach junction, he say make you peace. As he dey peace because he don't high. He see taxi, they run, they go. He enter taxi, he leave your motor. Everything we do, there is warning. So if you smoke, if you drink, if you do sex, there is warning. Even if you be armed robber, there is warning. The gun when you dey use, there is a warning. No matter the kind of gun you use, whether an AK-47, a P90, a Deringa, a Pompey, a revolver, I don't be for I read them all. Hello? Before some of these people, ritualists go cut this out. I'm not there. Now, but before I tell you also, hello? And there is a warning. What is written on the gun? Do not point this weapon on someone if you do not intend to use it. Because that way that they call gun, it no long pass like this. But if you take your long life, you go shock. If the iron touch you, that's how you go be like Reverend Father. So what people tell you, yeah, say, I'm all right, sir. Are you all right, sir? I'm right. I got no shout. I'm okay.
You want to know the coolest place in town? It's right here on your phone.
Welcome to the Glow Cafe. Come on in. It's buzzing in the Zanga. In here, anything is possible. Check out the menu, and here are some of the hot items. Over here, you can buy credit, buy data, share data, borrow voice and data, give data. Amawobe, give it to him now, be kind. Then there is Glow Music Cafe. More than 2 million Nigerian and Africa Lamba. Glow has teamed up with the world's largest gaming catalog to bring you the Glow Game Cafe. And that's just a start. Check out the Glow Video Cafe. Countless clips, comedy and sports, direct to your device. And when you thought things couldn't get easier, there's personal account management and Glow customer care right at your fingertips.
You can get everything at Glow.
Simply text BUZZ to 105 to download the Glow Cafe app or go to your app store and search for Glow Cafe, the largest data network. Glow, grandmasters of data.
Every day by day, I just they say
Hey, your parents travel and the next minute the house is a club, Abby?
we're studying, sir.
Having your fun interrupted is like not auto-renewing your data plan. For non-stop fun on the network, simply auto-renew your data plan. Get double the data and double the fun.
Put on your headphones.
Dial *777#. The largest data network. Glow, grandmasters of data.
Closing up the wonderful evening was Buffy.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
How far? What did happen? Now the craze. Yes. Una the vessel. Correct. Oh boy. So now there these horses. Are we safe here? Are we safe? Because when they drive come, the express narrow one kind, so my heart be the cut. We're safe, eh? I don't kidnapping things they happen here. Okay, correct. Because you get places where we travel go, the kidnapping then a business, so that they even give receipts to some people. Once your family paid, they'll write receipt give you, so you take. You have been kidnapped. So if they want to catch you again, you just say, hey, see my receipt, see my receipt. In Nigeria, don't hard to the point where they say, kidnappers, they kidnap kidnappers now. And then they define and say, now the same business we did. We travel one day like this, and they catch our boss, full boss of Nigerian artists. When the kidnappers take phone, tell their guy, we don't catch Nigerian artists. So if their family call, how much we go charge? The guy say, talk the artist with there, I go tell you how much. Say, Two-Face day here, Two-Face, 10 million naira last, no more, no less. I say, okay, you, what to be your name? Your name? I say, Daddy Shoki day, Daddy Shoki day, Daddy Shoki 8 million naira last, no more, no less. If they not pay 8 million, not release them. You, what to be your name? Star Plus day. Star Plus. How many of them? 3 of them. 10,000 each. 30,000. If they price them, just 27,000 last. Now when they look inside the boss, say, hey, Baba Frayo day. And the guy say, una not they sorry for person. Release them. Mona give and transport. Tell them in no verse. But when they say, Buffy day, it's a Buffy day. Yes, Buffy day. Give everybody their money back. When Buffy family call 100 million naira.
Look at ya.
2017.
I'm on to you.
Next week, the 17th of September, is Lokoja.
And of course, next week we're hitting Lokoja.
So keep the date with us and keep glowing. That's as we the glow.
Wait, Madam Celebrant, just hold on and give the address to the driver. I beg, hold on.
Hello? Madam, credit not finish.
Oh, the party goes soon start. So, Chrissy, help me go and buy recharge card. Oh yeah, everybody, let's go. Okay. Hello, Madam Celebrant.
With Glow Sharp e-top-up, you get 8 times the value of your recharge. Plus, you continue to enjoy all the airtime and data benefits on your plan.
Where the credit now?
Now, sharp e-top-up. I do enter your phone straight.
Blood of Zachariah. Well, you don't know, say e-top-up, no, they give all the plan benefits like bonus airtime and data.
Now, e-top-up, they give you all the better plan benefits, plus more.
Christy. Don't worry, I will put smart in on top of your money later.
I be the wonder when that you feel square me the money sharp like e-top-up.
Very good. You like money.
The largest data network, Glow, grandmasters of data.
Come, my sisters. I go sign a special discount on data.
No, my name is sister. I go give you cheaper data.
Aha, sister. Now me get your bonga data for here.
Hold on. Oba go, everybody will enter. There's no need to rush.
Now, so there's more than enough data for everyone, eh? Pepper them gang.
Now, so you have Pepe, na Yoruba Pepe, then the Adam for the data.
Excuse me, ladies first.
It's free data time with Glow Overload. Get 200 MB free data with Glow Overload. Simply use 100 MB data plus 150 naira on voice calls or 250 naira on voice calls the preceding week to qualify. The largest data network, Glow, grandmasters of data. Thursday, September 28th is Free Data Day nationwide. With Glow Overload, get 200 MB free data and make something happen.
Catch all the latest Glow Laughter Fest highlights Saturday at 8 p.m.
Glow Unlimited.
Service of the NTA.
Baby, truly, in your arms is the key to my heart. Please believe me completely that I'm breathing to the beat of your heart. So if it's me you're searching for, I'm yours forevermore. Let me love you more, always. You were all I needed more. Open up the door, conquered me, and taking over me. So I open up to you, my castle of love. See, it all belongs to you. Step into my world. I will treat you like a king that you are. It's true. Wanna welcome you to my royal castle of love.
I'm sure you must feel on top of the world now, having the police commissioner lift your suspension.
Sir, you gave me no choice. I mean, I didn't intend for it to go that far, but you gave me no choice.
Congratulations. What you don't know is that I still have the right to put you off that case.
With all due respect, sir, now that the commissioner knows about it, I don't think that's a good idea. Just saying.
Are you in any way threatening me?
No, sir. But hopefully I am reminding you that everything that I am trying to do is for the force. Does that still matter?
Get out of my office.
To my royal castle of love.
Bros, I find correct words.
Huh? See the shop for that side.
Auntie, I will call that.
Where be correct words?
Now the shop be down, now the next one.
Peter, see as people they pack, they go to the shop, go buy clothes. It don't reach like 5 days now. I just suspect this Tunde way this is where in Waka Kurukere Waka. See, I go blow whistle. I go blow whistle to Kuku spoil.
Your whistle. Come on, go investigate the matter before you blow whistle. Whistle blood. Come on, come on.
Thank you for coming.
Show first.
Come. Not only you, the circular for this market. Why be saying only your shop, everybody they come? I just want blow whistle. I go blow something.
This is not be whistle blowing matter. Now MTN goodie bag.
What it be MTN goodie bag?
With MTN goodie bag, if you carry your market, enter another level. Whether na for Facebook or for WhatsApp or for Twitter, for as low as 25 naira.
25 naira.
Yes.
Or buy 5 what you like for 50 naira. Dial *131# to start.
So with MTN goodie bag, your business go pure.
Here's your order.
I think this is not exactly what we ordered. I ordered a Coca-Cola Zero.
No problem. I can give you 0 calories, 0 sugar, and a great Coca-Cola taste. Here's the Coca-Cola Zero you ordered.
Do it again.
You still look like you need a Coca-Cola. Why don't you sneak inside your bag?
Wherever you feel, together be real, together
Enjoy.
You're gonna regret this.
You're lucky I don't have a gun right now. I should be putting bullets in your chest.
You know, all my life I've been chasing shadows. Little did I know that I had everything that I needed.
Hello? Hello, Neville.
Hey, you. You okay? You don't sound so good.
It's my dad. He slumped earlier today. I'm in the hospital. He went to rush him to the hospital.
What? Well, is he gonna be okay?
I don't know. I'm scared. I'm very scared.
Okay, look, just text me the address of the hospital. I'll join you soon. Okay?
Okay. Okay, no problem. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
How are you feeling?
What do you care?
See, Regina, I'm really sorry you had to go through this in the hands of that imbecile. See, the next time he tries it, I'm going to kill him with my bare hands, I promise.
Max, you don't owe me anything.
Come on, don't say it like that, Regina. I mean, I'm here to protect you.
I don't need your protection. As a matter of fact, Maxwell, I swear, get out! I said get out!
Alright, it's okay. Ariel, okay? You know that.
Sorry, Reggie. Sorry, I don't know say something that happened for you. I don't know. You know, see the way you take shout, eh? That way you take shout.
Can you just go?
Yeah. That way you take shout. That is a person they press you.
No, it's okay. I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, sir. You know, see the way you take shout, like the person they press you, but as you take the okay like this, no wala.
Sorry.
What were you thinking, Richard? How dare you jeopardize my plans?
I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking. Oh. It was just a moment of madness.
Well, I sincerely hope that kind of madness does not happen in my house again. Do you understand?
I understand. And I promise you it would never happen again.
Well, you better go and clean up, get dressed and clean up. And better look for a good story to tell my husband about that swollen face of yours. Trust me, he's going to want an explanation.
Excuse me, ma.
What?
Does that mean your son is not kicking me out again?
No, he won't. Next time you see him, apologize to him.
I will apologize.
Now get dressed and clean yourself up.
Because if I lose my dad, I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, my dad is my best friend. He has always been there. Even when my mom is not there, you know he's always been there. What will I do?
You're not going to lose him. Hey. You're not going to lose him. It's going to be fine.
Come. Why is Ego's son here? Isn't it obvious? He came to play with the woman he loves. Are you saying that to spite me? You asked a question, Mom. Why is everybody going crazy here today? Everybody is going crazy.
Reggie, I don't believe say you go sleep with Max after everything went on to you.
I know what I do, no they good though. But it should be say just put me for tight condition, I no fit do anything. And it should be say I don't miss Sam.
Yeah, you don't miss her. Make I tell you, if you don't necessarily mean say as you take fee for him, now so you take fee for you. If you just be saying sex.
I don't understand the way they talk. Oh. Maybe you tell me say Max love me.
If I tell you say love you, make me say make you go open your body for him.
I know say to sleep with Max na mistake, but it no go happen again.
This is where they see so. This is where they see so. No be say, you know me now.
I beg, leave me alone. I just don't care.
I beg. I think God beg you. Not pour out your frustration or confusion put on my body. Because don't be saying you can go sleep with Max. You hear me so?
You know what? When we talk about something else, you know say Mojit see me when me and Max they kiss.
Eh? Wait. You serious? Mojit, see you and Max they kiss. You this guy go cause wahala for this house.
You too like him a ball.
You go like, see, I don't know. Hey, short come up from my hand, come on my leg, body, I don't follow. You dey kiss Max, body they catch you.
Hey, sweetheart. How is it? Is it getting any better? Your dad. I came as soon as I heard.
Who told you?
Your cousin, she told me everything.
No, my dad is in a coma. And I don't know. I don't know.
It's okay. You'll be fine, okay?
You know what? Let me check on him.
What a time to be alive. Just some years ago, many of the businesses and industries that are worth billions today did not even exist. Now, you could be in a village, somewhere that almost nobody has heard of, and become the next big thing worldwide. All you need is an idea, patience, persistence, and good internet access. So go on, get the other three, because we've got you covered on internet access with super fast data plans, no matter who you are Or wait, maybe you're the one the world is waiting for to take us to our next level of success. There's only one way to find out, and we have full confidence that you will find the way. Why are we so sure? Let's just say that we have blind faith in your future.
Cadbury Bournvita now comes in an attractive new 500-gram refill pack. Simply open and reseal after use to retain the chocolatey and creamy taste. Cadbury Bournvita. Prepare to win.
You're gonna regret this! You're lucky I don't have a gun right now. I should be putting bullets in your chest.
You know, all my life I've been chasing shadows. Little did I know that I had everything that I needed.
What's the worry? What's the worry? Mojit, what's the worry? Why? We cannot continue like this. You guys focus, Mojit. Focus. I'm not thinking about it. Focus. Guys, focus.
Mojid,
Eh?
I been knock for a room and I realized say you know the inside.
Yeah, I've been there inside before. You know, they eat won't nearly kill me for that inside. So I just got to come outside, go collect fresh air.
About waiting you see.
Hi. You want to speak English for me? You do like that. You speak English, you just like explain. You don't can explain it for me. My guy.
See, Mojid, I really want to. Max and I did in a relationship up until a month ago. I know say it is stupid, but...
You want to run again, Abi? You want to explain? Give me. Babe, you know guys explain anything, give me. You know guys apologize. Give me anything. You don't understand? I don't be statue, I don't be Mother Mary. You know guys apologize, give me any explanation. You don't. I understand.
I know. But you know what? I don't want to make you get the wrong impression about me. Max be the only man where I don't ever love. And see, not because of the money. Even if he dey poor, it no go make any difference.
Even if I know you have to talk that line where you just tell me now and a story for the gods. But because I know you, so you know say you be... Now you won't make me laugh. Ah, God. You worry me before. You don't be like other rich girls. With like only like money. You get high moral, your man teach you where.
But what do you see no depict high morals,
I know. You know depict high morals. But madam, you want to worry my worry? Huh? You want worry my worry? Babe, leave my worry for a second. I beg. Oh?
But I don't want me to get the wrong impression.
Wrong impression?
Yes.
Say waiting. Babe, leave my worry. My worry and your worry is not the same thing. But I know I'm worried, but leave my worry for a second, Pico.
But it is important me you see me in good light.
Oh yeah, Madam High Moral. Waiting cause when I break up.
Hey, but tell me, what part of I don't want to see you near my fiancé don't you understand? What part of Meg is nobody's fiancé yet do you not understand? Maduka, if I give you trouble, you will leave this town. I say bring it on. Why don't you just do the honorable thing and leave Meg and I alone? I could ask you the same thing. Meg and I were doing just fine before your mother and I decided to play matchmaker between the two of you. I'm warning you. You don't have the power to warn me.
What's going on here? Are you guys fighting? Here! When my dad is fighting for his life, you guys are fighting! I've had it, both of you. Both of you should just leave here. Max, your presence is not even helping matters. Just leave. Both of you.
You're lucky I don't have a gun right now. I should be putting bullets in your chest.
You know, all my life I've been chasing shadows. Little did I know that I had everything that I needed.
Best concert of your life? Don't just stay cool, stay refreshed with an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Pick your lane, solo or bigger boy.
Taste the feeling.
Bros, I define correct words. Huh? See the shop for that side.
Look all that. Where be correct words?
Now the shop be down, now the next one.
Peter, see as people they pack, they go to the shop, go buy clothes. It don't reach like 5 days now. I just suspect say this Tunde way this is where in Waka could carry Waka. See, I go blow whistle. I go blow whistle to Kuku spoil.
Your whistle! Come on, go investigate the matter before you blow whistle. Whistle blood. Come on, come on.
Thank you for coming.
Show first.
Come. Not only you, the circular for this market. Why be said only your shop, everybody they come. I just want blow whistle. I go blow something.
This is not be whistle blowing matter. Now MTN goodie bag.
What it be MTN goodie bag?
With MTN goodie bag, if you carry your market enter another level, whether not for Facebook or for WhatsApp or for Twitter, for as low as 25 naira.
25 naira.
Yes.
Or buy 5 what you like for 50 naira. Dial *131# to start.
So with MTN goodie bag, your business go pure.
Cadbury Bournvita now comes in an attractive new 500-gram refill pack. Simply open and reseal after use to retain the chocolatey and creamy taste. Cadbury Bournvita. Prepare to win.
You're gonna regret this! You're lucky I don't have a gun right now. I should be putting bullets in your chest.
You know, all my life I've been chasing shadows. Little did I know that I had everything that I needed.
But you know what, I know if you call myself selfish, but I believe I'm selfish small. You know that time when they ask me about my baby, and I don't give you answer. Now I can't answer you, man. I can't do like this for you, you know. I don't want to call myself selfish, you get. But you understand now.
I know. This thing hurts more than words can ever express. But we have to draw strength from inside.
Hi, Regina. You are a wonderful person. You are a beautiful person. I'm gonna speak the English for you. You are a beautiful person. No be say curse, I won't curse for anybody. Any man. Any man when no appreciate you, he don't miss him for life. He ain't destined to miss him. I tell you.
Mommy, I don't think so I did all that special.
You don't come again. Regina, if you know the kind of eye they look you are wonderful. You are beautiful. See, no be say I be prophet too. I'll prophesy. It don't go take long before you say correct man. Cut me, you go cut this, I tell you. Say Moses, the correct guy, PH boy. He tell you, say, you go see better man. I know go long. Trust me. Yeah? Beautiful girl, sexy girl. Regina.
You're just too funny.
Come on, be Jerry. So you're fine here.
Like the king that you are, it's true. Wanna welcome you to my road.
Hey there. Hey.
Police boy, right? Meg is not here. So we destroy ourselves right here now.
Truly, in your arms is the key to my heart. Please believe me completely that I'm breathing to the beat of your heart. So if it's me you're searching for, I'm yours forevermore. Let me love you more, always. You were all I needed more.
sickness in the world that cannot be cured. None, including HIV, is an invention.
This is very, very good and good marketing tech.
Entrepreneurship is about passion and finding that to sell that passion.
And we can promote that, we can expose that, we can save this idea and keep it for Africa.
My great inspiration is Walt Disney.
Your business is self-empowerment scheme.
Yes, sir.
I think you want to empower yourself.
No, and others too.
This is what you do for me. Go and think about what I'm saying while I think about what the judges think about you.
Okay, sir. But, where?
Is driven into a decoction of archaeos osimum gratissimum venonia amagnalina congronema latifolia.
Our programs are getting better and fresher. And it's because we are thinking about you. NTA, it's all about you.
Taxation, that depressing but constant reality on the minds of everyone.
On a particular spot might turn out to be a breeding ground for mosquitoes. Mayor Ogidi for Deadline 360.
It is obvious that's a negative relationship between taxes and business.
The government in bringing development to the grassroots. For Deadline 360, I'm Emmanuel Lene.
To generate electricity through nuclear energy, precautionary measures has to be taken. I am Muhammad Nasser reporting for Deadline 360.
Laws and regulations guiding revenue generation in Nigeria.
If the rent gets down to the landlords and business operators, it will eventually make them increase their service charges.
It's good to have you join us this week. I'm Hawa Sali.
Imagine a station where you access information. Think of a station that creates awareness for national development. Imagine a station that prepares you for a bright and greater future. A station for all ages. Documentaries, classroom and television, events coverage, children's programs and variety shows. Always stay tuned to NTA Knowledge on the StarTimes platform, channel 359. For partnership, sponsorship and advert placements, contact us on NTA Knowledge. NTA Knowledge, learning to broaden horizon.
Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the You Report link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information. Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the You Report link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information. You are watching NTA, Nigerian Television Authority. For more information and news updates, visit our website at www.nta.ng, or you can follow us on Twitter at NTA News Now, or you can like us on Facebook at NTA Network News. Stay connected on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/NTA News Online. Watch our live stream at www.nta.ng/live. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
My hand from oil bunkering. General, what you gonna yarn? What did the yarn serve? I don't understand though. Because they spoil our water and our environment.
Hello. It is one of the most devastating natural disasters known to mankind. It is flooding, and that's exactly where we're going tonight on your Weekend Companion. Good evening and welcome to the program. Last week on Weekend File, we examined the incessant flooding in different parts of Nigeria with its devastating consequences that put many families across various communities in some states in unimaginable situations, creating untold hardships ranging from homelessness to loss of property and means of livelihood. Now, the latest was last Monday's flooding in Kebbi State, occasioned by torrential rain, which inundated many communities. As we present another edition of the program focusing on flood, our attention is on the dangers inherent in the release of water from dams and the inevitability of such releases. Experts say it is time to strike a delicate balance between protecting Nigerian communities from flooding and preserving the integrity of the dams, which form the hub of hydrotechnology. Now, you will recall that in 2012, the release of water from Lake Nyons in Cameroon contributed to the severe nature of flooding of that year. Presently, neighboring countries, Benin and Niger Republic, are planning the release of water to avoid the catastrophic situation that triggered previous releases. That becomes a big question tonight. These and other related issues are on our desk tonight. My name is Kirian Umayo. Thank you for choosing to stay with us on your Weekend Companion for today. And on this channel, the news is first. In what appears to be an endorsement of the Declaration of the Indigenous Peoples of Biafra, IPOB, as a terrorist group by the military, the Southeast governors rose from a crucial meeting in Enugu proscribing all activities of the group in the southeast of Nigeria.
East governors were joined by political leaders in the zone for the meeting, at the end of which they proscribed all activities of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, in the region. This came on the heels of clashes engineered by the group. IPOB insurgency had paralyzed socio-economic activities in the southeast region in the past weeks. Governor David Umahi articulated the decisions of the governors.
The Southeast governors hereby resolve as follows. All activities of IPOB are hereby proscribed. IPOB and all other aggrieved groups are advised to articulate their position on all national issues and submit to the Committee of Governors of Southeast, Ohanese Ndigbo, and National Assembly member from Southeast Zone through the Chairman of Southeast Governors Forum. All governors of Southeast Zone are to ensure compliance in their respective states. The Southeast Governors Forum, Ohanese Ndigbo, and National Assembly members do hereby reinforce their commitment to a united and indivisible Nigeria.
The governors also resolved that the group, which had been declared a terrorist organization by the military, should channel its grievances, if any, to the Committee of Governors, Ohanese Ndigbo, and National Assembly members from the Southeast Zone.
Southeast governors have taken concrete steps to protect lives and property of non-indigenous in the Southeast, and of course including the lives and property of indigenous in the Southeast as well. We are in touch with the Northern Governors Forum, and they have assured us of the safety of all our people living in the North. And we have also planned for exchange of visits between the governors. This is to reinforce the confidence of Nigerians.
The governors reassured the public that the governorship election, scheduled for November 18th in Anambra State, must hold.
All right, and joining me now in the studio to discuss issues arising based on the activities of APOP in the southeast Nigeria is Dr. Udenta Udenta. He's a socio-political analyst. You're welcome to Weekend File.
It's a pleasure being with you, Kiri, and it's been a long time.
I understand that. All right, now, what's the reaction to the proscription of APOP?
For me, everything is a consequence of process. I'm somebody who did not theorize struggle in the 90s under the Eastern Mandate Union and National Democratic Coalition, who suffered detentions. I do know, but it's a different platform, different strategy, different format of struggle under military dictatorship than you find on the democratic space. The tragedy of IPOB is that he used the strategy of military era kind of agitation in a democratic environment with constitutional order. I suspect the description of IPOD as a militant terrorist organization by the Defense Headquarters is an operational description, not a structural or institutional description. The structural description will go through a wider range of investigation and the due process in quote, and then some legal issues. But the operational description means what you find on the ground. What you find on the ground, the evolution of the movement from probably a basic, civil disobedience platform into something mutating to far more, serious threat to security and peace. Therefore,
that aspect you raised was actually going to be my second question, but it's good to raise it at this point.
Okay.
The issue of describing the group as a terrorist group. You have just explained that. Now, the proscription of IPOP, did it come late?
It didn't come late because you're dealing with the democracy and dealing with human rights and dealing with the spaces for people to agitate, to contest ideas, to marshal out their grievances and so on. That's what democracy does. But the problem is that democracy opens the space for this kind of very robust conversation. But at the same time, if you do not apply the tools of democracy, common sense, humility, accepting the constitutional order of the moment, obedient, to the constitutional spaces available to you, respect of the government of the day, at the same time, being very robust in marshalling your ideas, like the governor said. Channel your grievances through established channels known to the state and known to the constitution. It will be respected and recognized. If you fail to do so, you could be misread. Take, for example, if you said you have a Biafran security service and they are uniformed, you don't have agents of the state there. They don't know whether you're serious, whether you're just grandstanding, whether it is bellicose rhetoric. If you said you have a national guard, it may well be propaganda, but there's no way they will know. And if you said you are reviewing your tactics and strategy to know whether it is non-violent or going to be violent or whatever, they can misread you. So intention may well be genuine in terms of being a peace-loving organization, but the method you adopted is very consistent with the demands of democracy and democratic governance.
Now, what should be expected now of the people of the southeast of Nigeria and of course the military following the...
My take is that the military has to refine its rules of engagement and conduct in the southeast if they continue with their Python dance, the Igweke. It must be consistent with national standard, army rule books, and international best practices. So you avoid civilian areas, avoid violation of human rights, and note and document anyone concerning any officer. Secondly, for the governors who have spoken, It is not enough to prescribe IPOB activities and at the same time ask them to channel their grievances through established channels. It is equally important to go further and proclaim a Marshall Plan for the Igbo youth. If they follow up with a Marshall Plan on employment, building industrial clusters, capacity building, reskilling and retooling the assets, and key qualities of the Igbo youth to involve them into governance, bring them back into civil society, bring them back into economic livelihood, like you pointed out earlier, it is going to stem discontent, stem contestation, and stem agitation.
Now, what should be your advice now to people who actually formed that IPOB group in the first place?
My advice should be, you must recognize the territoriality of Nigeria as a contiguous political geography. You must accept the implantation in that geography, a document called 99 Constitution that may be flawed, but it's our constitution. You must accept there's authority that flows from the federal to the state and the local government that you must harness in articulating and presenting your viewpoints and your grievances. If you accept this reality and function within the ambit of the rule of law and civil mode of disobedience that is legitimate and legal, IPOB can transform into a credible organization.
Thank you very much.
But if fail to do so, it may not work out for them.
Exactly. At this point, I'd like to thank you for honoring our invitation to, of course, give us an insight into the latest development in the southeast of Nigeria. Dr. Udenta is a socio-political analyst. Thank you once again.
It's a pleasure. Carry on.
Thank you.
I'll be with you.
All right, now more news now. Governor Nyesom Wike has announced the recent activities of the indigenous peoples of Biafra IPOB in Oyibo and warned them to stay away from River State while urging all law-abiding residents to go about their businesses. The governor stated this in a state broadcast to the people and residents of River State.
As a people, we shall continue to support the unity and peaceful coexistence of all ethnic nationalities and work towards actualizing our collective aspirations. For while we commend the security agencies, especially Nigerian police, for their commitment to security of lives, property and investments in the state, we are constrained once again to condemn in clear terms the deliberate sabotage of the state security architecture by the direct criminal activities of the River State Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SAS.
Now, the Islamic community in River State has condemned the attack and vandalization of a mosque in Oyibo local government area of River State. Vice President of the River State Council of Islamic Affairs, Alhaji Nasir Uho, described the attack as premeditated, unprovoked, and unwarranted. In the wake of the security situation in the southeast of the country, the FCT Minister Mohammed Musa Bello, rising from an emergency FCT security meeting, has appealed to residents in the nation's capital to go about their lawful duties without fear of molestation. He said all machinery are in place to ensure security of lives and property in the territory.
In the FCT, almost every tribe, religion, and culture is here, and we live harmoniously. And that's why I want to call upon our brothers and sisters, especially those from the southeast, to live here peacefully and continue to go about their trade, their commerce, and their life peacefully. The laws of the land are very clear. Whoever foments trouble will be arrested, and life and property will be protected.
I believe by the grace of God, we'll be able to stop any threat to peace in the FCT.
In an effort to take precautionary measures against the breakdown of law and order following security breaches in some parts of the country, Governor Umaru Tanko Almakora has set up a security command center in Lafia. This is after an emergency meeting between the governor and all heads of security agencies, as well as leaders of Igbo community in the state.
We will be interfacing at intervals with all the security chiefs in the state. People should not exercise any fear. People should go about their duties. And our security agents will be going around town to patrol and to assure our people that there's nothing to be worried about.
The meeting has given the Igbo community the needed assurance to continue to live in peace, to continue to do their business, and without any fear of molestation or any threat from any quarter.
The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has appealed for more calm in the country, welcoming the steps taken by the Southeast Governors Forum, prescribing the activities of the indigenous peoples of Biafra in the region. The party's National Publicity Secretary, Mr. Dayo Adeyeye, said this while speaking with newsmen at the PDP Secretariat.
Look, if you say you believe in non-violence, then you should by all means refuse to be provoked into violence. They should be able to study the tactics employed by the civil rights movement in America by the late Martin Luther King, who refused to be provoked under any circumstances. That is the tactics of non-violence. It has been employed in many parts of the world to great success.
原则呢，我们来到这个尼日利亚的时候呢
The International Department of the CPC is responsible for the international exchanges of the party, and we have established relationship with political parties from more than 400 political parties from more than 160 countries.
The Abraka market in Asaba Oshimili local government area of Delta State has been invaded by unknown gunmen. The incident, which occurred at about 10:30 p.m. last night, is said to have left 4 persons killed. Now, the incident, which occurred at about 10:30, as we said earlier, Kevin Oweche, who visited the scene, reports that there was heavy security presence with patrol vehicles parked at strategic locations to curb breakdown of law and order. The incident was confirmed by the Delta State Police Public Relations Officer Andrew Miyamaka.
Incident follow our Masalachi side, go drop something like brunette and carry gun run away.
Yesterday we noticed the coming down of boys with black attire. Immediately they get to the Human Rights Office, they open fire with pumping action. Killed 2 people on the spot there.
So yesterday now, around 8:39, somebody called me and told me that there's an incident of bomb at the Central Mosque. I said, how manage? So I have to rush to the Central the market. They show me the bomb. The bomb is there on the ground, but it's not exploded.
They killed 4 persons and the bullet injured 6 persons. He's saying he's telling government to come and intervene.
The senior special advisor to the governor on security matters, Cassidy Iloba, who addressed the people, said
the people of Obobia and Ondo communities in Obobu district of Tubu local government area of Benue State have continued to count their losses following a communal clash over land. Governor Samuel Otom, who visited the area, pledged government's commitment to bring the perpetrators of the violence to book. Bem reports.
He was alleged to have been killed and burnt in his vehicle, as a retired assistant superintendent of police, Christopher Ogleba, also lost his life. The Ondo community was deserted as its members fled for fear of reprisal attacks. Governor Samuel Otom condoled the family of the late ex-serviceman. The governor promised that the long arm of the law will catch up with those behind the violence.
2 wrongs can never make a right. I condemn this act.
Chairman Otukpo Local Government Council, George Ali, said, the crisis does not have political coloration, but a case of members of communities fighting over royalties accruing from land. The governor also visited St. Daniel's Hospital, Ugboju, where the injured are receiving treatment, and assured them of government's assistance in the payment of their medical bills. From Ugboju, Otukpo Local Government Area of Benue State, Bem Hanya, NTA News.
The Nigerian Air Force says it will not allow any individual or group of persons to interfere with its constitutional responsibility of upholding the nation's sovereignty. Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar reiterated this while reviewing ongoing operations of the Air Force in the Northeast.
giving an assessment on the ongoing offensive to frustrate attempts by Boko Haram to establish camps in new locations around Sambisa Forest. The intensive airstrikes, codenamed Operation Ruwanwuta, he said, will continue as they get more intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance footages from the vulnerable areas.
We are more or less at the tail end of this operation. Let's just finish it up. And that is exactly what we set out to do, and I'm very happy from what I have seen in the last few days. We have done that. The most important thing for us is, as you are aware, is to ensure that our country is secured. Whatever.
Now, Union Bank Nigeria PLC rolled out the drums Thursday evening in Enugu to celebrate 100 years of solid professional banking in Nigeria. James Oparekocha captured the glamour and fanfare that characterized the event.
Union Bank opened their first branch in Enugu in the southeast at Garden Avenue. With more potentials in the southeast, especially Enugu, more branches have been opened in the last 2 years. At Okwara Avenue, Garden Avenue, Night Mile and Ogwethi. Emene, Udi and Nsoka are also coming up soon. This is aside the transformation the bank has undergone the last 3 years in over 120 branches across the country.
100 years of Union Bank is 100 years of everybody.
Union Bank, in response to modern day banking, changed their operational style.
But you know, technology is evolving. People that thought they are transformed as of 2009 are actually lagging behind today.
In July, Union Bank launched its new digital banking solutions, including USSD shortcode *826# with a new version of their mobile banking. The transformation manager speaks more on the new Union Bank.
The ability to know if an ATM you want to go to is actually dispensing cash and if it's active. No bank does that today. The risk of theft, when you go into the bank, you have money. We are taking that away. You can log in, contact an agent, they come to you, collect your cash, give you a receipt instantly, you get the alert even before they leave you. No bank does that through the mobile banking platform.
Some of the bank's customers and friends, including a 45-year-old customer, Professor Samuel Ohaibudam, narrates their experience with the bank.
Let me be blunt. I applied for a loan of 5,000 naira when the first year of my banking with Union Bank. And they said, what is your collateral? I said, I don't have any. They said, no, but I persevered. But believe it or not, many years later, precisely in 2008, the same bank that denied me just 5,000 naira gave me millions of naira loan in order to execute a project in my hospital.
The night was indeed a centenary celebration of sort. Then came the moment everyone was waiting for, the arrival of music icon Nelson Chibozo Azubike, popularly known as Fino. The celebration continues in different parts of the country. Like the assembled stallion, Union Bank continues to gallop. From Enugu, James Oparekocha, NTA News.
President Obiang Nguema Mbasugo of Equatorial Guinea has commended the existing cordial relationship between Nigeria and Equatorial Guinea, expressing the desire to further strengthen the tie. President Mbasugo spoke when he received the letter of credence from the Nigerian ambassador to that country, Toko Ali Ngolugon. He commended President Muhammadu Buhari for exhibiting exemplary leadership, especially in the fight against corruption and insecurity. Ambassador Toko Ali Ngolugon promised to advance the cause of Nigerians in Equatorial Guinea. You can watch this news live online via the mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. We thank you for staying on the program up to this moment. The volume of water hitting the dams is unprecedented, according to experts, and controlled releases of water is a measure to protect the dams, as failure to do that would increase the volume of uncontrolled water around the dams, and this may have greater flooding impact on the surrounding communities and others located along the path of the released water in different states. Keep it here on Weekend File for further analysis on this. We'll be back in just a moment for our correspondent reports and, of course, the conversation that follows in just a moment.
From 1967 to 1970, Nigeria went through a horrifying civil war. It didn't matter who was wrong or right. Everybody suffered. Those who fought that war say it should never happen again.
So a lot of people will say, but you were leading the first one. Yes, I led the first one. I don't think a second one is necessary. We should have learned from that first one. Otherwise, the dead would have been to no avail, would all have been in vain.
The words of our elders are full of wisdom.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Hey, now who they here? My name now Mr. Shortcut. I dey mind my money. Now cheap one I dey buy. Standard, we say. Now to buy cheap one. Hey, now one kind cable for my yard and cheap building material where we take build my office. I think say I dey save money. Office building collapse and fire burn my house.
You don't see what happened to Mr. Shortcut? Well, Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, don't ready for action and say enough of pain, loss and wastage. And if you see product where no dey correct, call the SON office when near you or SON help desk. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving life through standards.
Availability. Check. Confidentiality. Check. Integrity. Check. Transformation in action. The 6 years of Governor Abdul Aziz Abubakar Yari in Zamfara State clearly manifest good governance and foresight. In fact, transforming the agrarian state to the promised land. Welcome to Zamfara, a state being governed by a visionary and dynamic leader whose magic finger is touching every aspect of human lives. No wonder Abdul Aziz Yari is being referred as agent of Buhari's change mantra. Yari is bringing development closer to the Zamfara people and the nation at large. Zamfara, the pride of the nation. This message is brought to you by Iowa Media Group.
This is the game I've been waiting for, and I get a headache. But I remembered Mom's advice.
Son, don't let anything stop you, okay?
When headache strikes, I always trust Sudrex. Because Sudrex acts fast to relieve headaches. Sudrex, win your day.
The National Council for Arts and Culture, Nigeria, presents the closing ceremony for the African Arts and Crafts Expo 2017. The event comes to a close with lots of cultural awards and presentation of prizes. Date, Sunday, 17th September 2017. Venue, Arts and Crafts Village, beside Sheraton Hotels and Yerodo Center, Abuja. Time, 4 p.m. Special guest of honor, Executive Governor of Kogi State, His Excellency Yahaya Bello, Chairman of the occasion, Mrs. Winifred Oyo-Ita, Head of Service of the Federation, Royal Father of the Day, the Honor of Abaji, Alhaji Adamu Yunusa, Mother of the Day, Abike Dabiri Erewa, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Diaspora, Chief Host, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Otumba Olusegun Rosewe, Director General, National Council for Arts and Culture, Host and Announcer.
Bayes University Abuja offers world-class education, uninterrupted academic session, and promising degrees. Bayes University Abuja is affordable and delivers quality with experienced international staff, superb facilities, overseas external examiners, and a serene academic atmosphere. We offer quality and affordable education, and students are within easy reach of their parents here at Bayes University Abuja. So learn to live at Bayes University for a brighter future. For more information, visit our website at www.bayesuniversity.edu.ng or call 081 3376 9657 or 081 3376 9658. Bayes University Abuja. Learn to live.
And you're watching Weekend File on the network service of the NTA. During every rainy season, it is the expectation of farmers that a considerable amount of rainfall is recorded to pave way for a bumper harvest. But when the rainfall exceeds its average limit, leading to flooding, washing away farmlands and other valuables, it becomes a disaster. Ilyasu Ali Yakubu examines the 2017 flooding and interventions by relevant stakeholders.
The 2017 rainy season came with its attendant consequences that ravaged about 27 states, with hundreds of thousands of people displaced and property worth billions of naira destroyed. Number of casualties is put at 46 persons across the country. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, predicted extended days of rainfall from 3 to 8 days non-stop in and around Adamawa, Ogun, Edo, Niger, Delta, Lagos, Rivers and Cross River State, with multiplier effects to River Benue and Kogi State. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, in conjunction with Nigeria Hydrological Service Agency and Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, earlier issued warnings to residents in flood-prone areas to be evacuated and open waterways.
Since the focus was done as to the quantum of the flooding and where it will be experienced was done earlier in the year, specifically in March, give us an insight and give us all reason for us to prepare.
The flooding in most of the states has adversely affected general activities and businesses, subjecting flood victims to an untold hardships.
And people's businesses, livestock, farm produce were destroyed. And so, of course, it's going to take a while for people to get back to their lives. Some people's lives have been completely displaced.
I've been a victim here over the years. Throughout the night, me and my children, we couldn't sleep.
People are building along the road, building everywhere. It's unfair. We can't continue to take it like that.
NEMA swiftly intervened with relief materials and medical supplies to cushion the effects of the disaster in all the states affected. In Benue State, for instance, the agency deployed 13-trailer load of assorted relief items, in addition to 4-trailer load of cement and rice donated by the Nasarawa State government and the Future Assured donation, as well as Miva rice and Naptip, among other spirited individuals who donated to alleviate the sufferings of the victims. Just as the flood victims are still counting their losses, another red alert was issued by NIMET on another possible imminent flooding, as Benin Republic and Niger are set to release its overflown dams and streams and advise immediate evacuation of communities in flood-prone areas. In Abuja, Ilyasu Ali Yakubu, NTA News.
As Lagos residents grapple with the effects of July 10, 2017 devastating flood incident, the need for the state government to pay more attention to proper channelization of drainages has remained topical in various parts of the metropolis. Musa Toliat in this report takes a look at the situation.
Flash flood experienced in several parts of Lagos metropolis in July this year necessitated the move by the state government to desilt and clear drainages in some local government areas in the state.
We have desilted so many channels. The tertiary ones, at least 20 in each local government.
Experts, however, say there is more to be done in the areas of classifying flood-prone communities and addressing their immediate ecological challenges.
Climate change is a reality. We need to know the extent of the problem. Once we do that, then we'll begin to prepare, because it's going to keep occurring.
Residents along Lawansi Interior Road under Mushin local government area have been grappling with flood incidents occasioned by blocked drainages. There are also issues of canals overgrown by weeds, which makes proper channelization of rainwater impossible in Itire and Aguda areas.
You can see the kind of weeds we have over there. Once it is out, the water starts to overflow.
The people living here, most of them, they dispose their refuse in the gutter.
Suspension of reconstruction work on canals in some localities also portends danger.
Both left and right, they've just done maybe 1/4 of the job. We just noticed that the people did not show up again.
When it rains, the community is flooded and business activities are hampered.
they should help us for the canal in order to do the finishing.
Experts in climate change say, much as the state government needs to do more in clearing drainages and expanding narrow ones, residents also need to change their attitude and stop dumping waste into drainages. In Lagos, Musa Toliad, NTA News.
Now, flood victims whose houses were not destroyed by water are expected to return to their homes as soon as the Benue State government takes steps towards closure of IDP camps in Makurdi. Charles Abba tells us more.
There is no doubt that flooding is a perennial phenomenon in Benue State. The one that happened in 2012, which was principally attributed to the release of water from the Lagdo Dam in Cameroon, cannot be forgotten in a hurry because of its catastrophic effects. But the recent flooding in the state that swept through farms and homes left behind thousands of people homeless and destroyed property worth millions of naira. Although the cause has been hinged on the abandoned EDF flood basin drainage project, some observers opined that building on waterways, poor drainage system, and the demographic nature of some of the affected communities are not unconnected to the incident.
The people are building along the road, they're building everywhere. It's not fair. We can't continue to take it like this.
The response of the federal government was swift as the Director General, NEMA, the Minister of Environment, and the Director General, Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, embarked on impact assessment visit to the state.
People are in serious devastating situation. They require some quick assistance, and we provided this.
And there are no adequate provision in terms of drainage facilities, and that, of course, is a major reason.
The latest is the visit of the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, where he assured the state government of assistance in construction of viable drainage and dredging of the river Benue as a permanent solution to the menace. While over 500 of the affected persons are in the camp provided by the state government, majority of the victims prefer to hang around their remaining belongings.
We are collecting data, we are going, so I can't give you a wrong figure, but that's about that.
However, 75% of our intervention is focused outside the camp because the majority of the victims are not in the camp.
As the people continue to ponder on what the future holds for them, they are optimistic that the right approach on time by the relevant authorities will wipe the tears on their face. In Makurdi, Charles Abba.
19 lives were lost to flood that ravaged more than 200 communities in 13 local government areas of Niger State this rainy season. Mukhtar Abubakar Wowo reports that the flood also washed away farmlands and livestock, with many houses submerged.
It has experienced floodings of varying magnitude in this 2017 rainy season. As at the time of filing these reports, statistics indicates that 229 communities were affected by the floods, with Mokwa local government area having the highest number of 66 affected communities, followed by Lapai local government area with 41 affected communities. Suleja local government area has the lowest number of 3 affected communities, with the highest number of 14 deaths, followed by Mashegu local government area with 4 deaths, while Borgu local government area recorded 1 death. Most of the affected communities are riparian dwellers.
We are ready to leave Ateni as soon as possible if the state government can do something about it.
Our drinking water has been contaminated. We are vulnerable to communicable diseases now. We want assistance from the government to interfere and assist us to just resettle us as soon as possible.
The Director General, Niger State Emergency Management Agency, Ahmed Ibrahim Inga, appealed to the federal government to look at the issue of resettlement.
We are looking at option of resettlement. We have designed a two-abort system. The settlement issue is capital intensive. We want also the federal government to look at issue of the settlement and put a committee to look at areas where federal government can come into.
Statistics also indicates that more than 5,000 people were affected, with an estimated 50,000 hectares of farmland washed away. In Mina, Mukhtar Abubakar Wowo, reporting for Weekend File.
6 local government areas along River Niger in Kebbi State are expected to be affected by the flood when the river overflows its banks as water is released from Niger Republic. Correspondent Osman Abdullahi Shehu reports from Kebbi.
6 local governments along the banks of River Niger include Dandi, Bagudo, Kokobese, Shanga, Yawuri and Ingaski. The flood has already affected 2 local governments of Dandi and Bagudo, which are at the entry point of River Niger into Nigeria. As the days go by and water continues to flow, it is expected that Kokobese, Shanga, Yawuri and Ingaski, which are downstream, will be affected. The acting executive director, Kebbi State Emergency Management Agency, Alhaji Abbas Rabiu Kamba, said camps have already been designated to accommodate people expected to be displaced by the flood. Alhaji Rabiu Kamba said the agency is also educating the public on the necessity for them to vacate lowland areas along not only River Niger but all other rivers in the state as more rains are being expected.
Those people that are very close or front to the river, let them please move away to the safer side, because each and every local government there is a place where we provided for the those victims.
Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu had already visited Dole Kaina, the first place to suffer from the flood. During the visit, Governor Bagudu had directed immediate release of relief materials to the affected people. In the meantime, experts have said that the outbreak of diarrhea and vomiting is not the result of the flood because it started long before the onset of the current rainy season. The Director of Clinical Services, Yahya Memorial Hospital, Dr. Abubakar Kawoji, said it has not been ascertained that the disease was cholera.
So we've been having cases of diarrhea and vomiting. We may not definitely say it's cholera, because before you say it's cholera, you must have done some tests to confirm that it is cholera.
Dr. Kawoji, however, said the hospital has received and treated many patients. In Birnin Kebbi, Usman Abdullahi Shehu.
Up ahead is a conversation segment when we will speak with an expert on floods, dams, and their functions. Do stay with us.
Unemployment, notably youth unemployment, features strongly in our party's manifesto. We intend to attack the problem promptly through reform.
The 30K is going a long way. Actually, I bought an acre of land for 60K like 2012, and presently I have a cassava farm.
When the kings of African comedy gather under one roof,
there is only one outcome. Then we bring down the roof. Come witness the craziest and the funniest, the oh my God, and the baddest of them all. Laughter will scatter your brain well.
Come watch the biggest names in African comedy at Glow Laughter Fest. Basket Mouth, Bovi, I Go Die, Sheyi Law, Gordons, Salvador, Osama, Bash, Kenny Black, and many more.
You will never have a bigger gathering of jaw-dropping, whip-cracking comedians under one roof. One microphone, one network.
all over Nigeria. Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
I am gonna be there. I'm going to be there.
Live and direct.
For the time of your life.
Will you?
To win a free ticket, use 2,000 Naira in a month and text LOL and your preferred location to 240.
Oh, Laughter Fest. Laugh go kill you, die.
True. Glow Unlimited.
General of the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, Mr. Moses Toyin Beckley. Mr. Beckley, you're welcome to Weekend File.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, this is not the first time I'm hosting you on this program on the issue of flood. And we have had floods that were triggered by torrential rains, almost in all the geopolitical zones of this country. And tonight we are laying emphasis on floods that will result from the deliberate release of water from dams, either dams in Nigeria or outside the country. So what's that all about?
Yeah, thank you very much. It's actually the season, and there have been alerts, from all the respective government agencies. And you recall that on the 13th of June, with the support of very able Honourable Minister Engineer Suleiman Adamu, we came out with a flood outlook, to sensitize the nation of what to expect in terms of flood scenarios. And I remember that we told the nation that in between 28 to 30 states will be affected, and also talking about 100 local government areas. And so far, over 20 states have been touched, and many local government areas. Yes, the flows have been fluctuating, sometimes it will equal the flows of 2012. And then, of course, it was predicted that this year there will be late onset of the rains, and there will be early cessation of the rains. Then, when we now recall that what we receive on an annual basis, it's about a little over 1,000 millimeter, which of course results into, say, close to 300 billion cubic meter runoff. It's cause for worry. Now, with the flows from outside through the River Niger and Benue, of course, when there are excess rain, when there are excess precipitation, the dam operators will be left with no option than to release the waters downstream. But they are also mindful of the devastation that could cause, and so they try to operate their dams very reasonably. And that is why, to a large extent, in spite of all these, I think there shouldn't be too much cause for worry. I'm saying this with a lot of caution, but then, as you know, if the flow of the water or the rivers are hindered in any way, then of course...
because of course, rivers across Nigeria, they are growing, they are rising. And let's look at this, the Kainji and Java dams on River Niger, Shiro Dam on River Benue, and of course on River Niger, and all these will converge, and get to the confluence point in Lokoja, for instance. And what measures should be taken in this respect? Because we are almost certain that if Niger or Benin Republic try to release water from the dams, invariably the path of the water will of course get down to Nigeria and to some states and some communities, as you have mentioned earlier on. So what measures should be taken in Lokoja, for instance, which is the confluence point where all these rivers will eventually get to?
Yeah, right now the situations are being monitored, and we, with the stations that we have installed in these strategic positions, we have been coming out with necessary alerts and sensitization, and we're also monitoring what is coming from the outside. And I can tell you very happily that now, even at Kainji and Jeba, the dam operators have been wonderful, and that is why you don't...
Maybe they're engaging in controlled release of water.
Exactly.
That they're cautious?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And if you look at what has been happening, actually, most of the floods that have happened, they are flash floods in the semi-urban areas or in the urban areas as a result of long duration of this precipitation. And then, of course, with inadequate...
Now, how would Nigeria get to know when and the time, in fact, the precise time when some dams in maybe other countries like Niger and Benin are going to release that? Are they going to inform Nigeria for us to get prepared for it?
Well, as you know, we have an MOU with Cameroon, for example, and if they're going to release more than the normal, then of course they will have to inform the Nigerian government so that adequate preparations can be taken. The same thing for the other flank of the Niger, because we are all members of the NBA, the Niger Basin Authority, and in the spirit of the NBA, if they are going to do any release that could be, in fact, they've been giving us alerts just some days ago.
From Benin and Niger, probably?
Yeah, yes, from the agreement station, which is upstream.
Because if these alerts, are sent in good time, right, preparations can be possible. Now, initially we heard about red alert, and now we also hear about orange alert. What is the difference?
Okay, now there is even the yellow alert, and then the orange alert, and then the red alert. Now it's just a level. It's just a matter of categorization. Now the yellow alert is the first stage of the alert. Like when we recorded a value of about 5.8 meters and upstream of Niamey, they sent this message to us, and that was to say that it was above the threshold, which was the normal threshold. Now, by the time it got to orange alert, then that was when the value was about 5.9. You can see now by the time we say red alert, then it means that that is the
all right.
extreme
There's a question I asked you earlier on concerning preparations for measures, for instance, in Lokoja. What should they be doing in Lokoja? Because I particularly experienced 2012 flood in Lokoja and saw a little bit of the devastation. What should be done now? Should there be sandbags? Should there be some physical, some practical preparations like you see in other clients?
Yes. Well, I think in the case of Lokoja, for example, now efforts have been made to construct some kind of barriers along the perimeter, the river banks, and that has not been concluded actually. But if that were to have been concluded, it would really serve a great purpose. However, the one thing that you still find people, right there in those flood-prone areas. You still have some buildings there. You still begin to wonder if these people did not witness 2012.
Exactly. And the one which may be the final question, on this segment, to avoid colossal damage, for instance, in some states that have been, predicted that will experience this flood, should there not be a kind of synergy between maybe your agency and other relevant agencies, with the state governments of the areas, because of course you are so specific about the areas it will touch, and something should be done to avoid the colossal damage.
Yes.
In just a second.
Yes. Now, really, the agencies that the government in our wisdom has put in place have been synergizing. There's no doubt about it. And then, of course, ours is to alert the nation, but then the governments at the various levels, and even the communities and the individuals also have roles to play.
Having the information, so they should be doing something about it. Thank you very much for being here. Mr. Moses Toyin Beckley is the Director General of Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency. You're still watching Weekend File. Sports is next.
Thank you for having me.
For Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC is working to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of Made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
The production and distribution of counterfeit medicine and adulterated food products have negative impact on our health and economy as a whole. I urge all Nigerians to support NAFDAC in safeguarding our health. God bless Nigeria.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
I was distressed to notice that some of the comments, especially in the social media, have crossed our national red lines by daring to question our collective existence as a nation. This is a step too far.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Nigeria's Falconets began their qualification for the FIFA Women's World Cup on a promising note as the Africa Boxing Confederation Vice President sure of world champions in Nigeria. Adiola Mokivi has more on Sports Update.
The week-long IBA Year of Africa 2017 developmental program for coaches, referees and judges and new entrants to boxing ended in Lagos, with the participants eager to practicalize what they have been taught. Vice President, Africa Boxing Confederation, expressed confidence that Nigeria will in the nearest future produce world and Olympic boxing champions after observing the participants.
The coaches take another 2 stars to be 2-star. That's very good. That's very good for Nigeria.
The Nigerian Communications Commission's tennis league in the Lagos zone saw home side take 3 out of the 4 points on matches played Saturday at the tennis section of the National Stadium, Lagos, working hard to improve on their last 2 home outings. Sponsor of the league expressed satisfaction with their level of play.
Some of the skills that are discovered there, the talent, is also perhaps maybe from this display they can get sponsorship for international competition. The
2015 AfroBasket defending champions, Nigeria's D-Tigers, relinquished their title to Tunisia on Saturday as they lost by 77 to 65 points in the hard-fought final. Senegal beat Morocco 73 to 62 points to take the 3rd position. On match day 1 of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifier, Nigeria's Falconets thrashed visiting Tanzania by 3 unreplied goals at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin City on Saturday. The return leg is expected to hold in Dar es Salaam on October 1. While the aggregate winner will face either Morocco or Senegal in the next round to qualify for the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup to be hosted by France in 2018. And in the Week 5 of the English Premier League matches played Saturday, it was a 6-0 bashing for Watford at home by visiting Manchester City. Newcastle beat Stoke City 2-1, while Liverpool, Huddersfield and West Brom drew their matches. With Sports Update, Adeola Mokivie, NTA News.
And the weather outlook is where we go next.
To the weather segment. So much for the unpredictability of weather in a varying climate. At a time when rains over the extreme north should be getting sparse, we notice a resurgence in propagating weather systems as reflected here, giving copious rainfall amounts to Kano, Katsina, and Sokoto axis. A good supply of moist southwesterly winds flowing into the country and feeding into these weather systems here give good prospects of rainfall activities come Sunday. Thunderstorms and rains are likely over most parts of the country. Areas expected to have copious rainfall amounts include Sokoto Yelwa axis, Yobe, Sambisa, Adamawa, Bauchi, Jos, Benue, Nasarawa, the Federal Capital Territory, Kogi, Kaduna, Niger, the inland areas of the southwest, and the coastal parts of the country. Climate temperatures should attend these weather events. And here is the temperature profile.